welcome to another exciting episode of the Your Random Pal channel. And today, I'm in beautiful, picturesque Frankenmuth, Michigan. This is my first time actually being in the whole state of Michigan, so this is exciting. The cool thing about this town is it's all Bavarian style, German style town. They got a lot of cool shops, restaurants, German food out here. They're kind of famous for fried chicken in this area, and I've got to go somewhere and try it later on. And they also have a covered bridge, but they have the Auto Fest. The main reason I'm here to check this out. This is an annual event, and this is my first time seeing it. It's pretty exciting, so can't wait to take you around, show you all the cool rides that are out here, and the cool scenery out here too. So let's go take a hike and see all the sights. All right, so check this out. This caught my eye. This looks like a 79 Trans Am here because it's got the 6.6, so I assume it's a 79 unless it's been transplanted. But anyway, as y'all know, I love Trans Ams, and this one really caught my eye. Love the silver with the contrasting red. But check out these Foose wheels here. They got this kind of pattern that's reminiscent of the original, the snowflake wheel that would have came on this car. So those wheels are killer on this car. Plus, if you look inside, it's got a red interior and it's kind of been updated. Got racing seats, it's got cup holders. I really love this Trans Am here. And if you go around to the front here, it's got a unique novelty plate. I just gotta say, this Jeep caught my attention. Look at the face on this thing. That thing is mean looking. Let's check out the rest of it. It looks like it's got that bed liner coating on it, so you probably won't have to clean this thing really much. No waxing needed. Just spray it with a hose every time it gets dirty. That is one bad boy Jeep right there. All right, so I just walked into the Auto Fest. Now this car show Friday and Saturday is for older cars, but in the vendors area they got, look at this, slime green McLaren. There's a red Corvette over there. So they got some newer stuff out here in the vendors area. But on Sunday, if you come to the show on Sunday, they got the newer cars. But Friday and Saturday is regulated to older cars. Something like this, a 55 Chevy. Here's a beauty, old Ford Bronco. Looks like it's straight out of the 70s. It's got 289 in it. And I like the hood scoop. It's reminiscent of the ones on the Pontiac Trans Am, but it doesn't look like it shakes because it's screwed down. And inside, I like that diamond skid plate on the door panels. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it very well with the glare, but it continues over into the back part. It's got diamond skid plate on the paneling, which is a really nice touch. And I like the little pinstriping on it. Color scheme is awesome on this little Ford Bronco. Ooh, this is one sleek lead sled. And since there's a lot of Christmas theme going on in this town, especially with the world's largest Christmas shop, Bronner's, this would be a nice sled for Santa, right? It's got these cool flame graphics on it, but look inside, it's got a lot of detailing, a lot of metal flake. It almost looks like a snake skin in some respects. And it's chopped, so the roof has got a low roof line. Inside, the color scheme carries over, black with this copper collar on it. And it sets low to the ground. This is says it's a 51 Dodge, so it's not a Mercury, but it still has that lead sled design to it. And you can't have a lead sled without these spotlights on it. This is one car right here to grab your attention. Now this is somewhat of a foreign car, but it's a General Motors subsidiary or partner, you might say. It's an Opel, and it was sold through Buick dealerships back in the day, because back in the day GM had a thing with Opel, which is a European brand. So this is the Opel GT, sold at Buick dealerships. A lot of people call it the Buick Opel GT. And because of its styling, kind of similar to the C3 Corvette, the Coke bottle styling, it's referred to as the baby Corvette by a lot of people. And this one has really been customized. You can see the rear fat tires on it. It's been tubbed out, and can't see inside, but it has a roll cage, has these side pipes, and this big hood scoop right here. Get a lot of air in it. Now this thing, I talked to the owner, and it's got a 350 it's got a V8 in it, 350 Chevy V8 in it. I think it's putting out 550 horsepower. So this is a serious drag car. Although as small as it is, it'd probably be a lot to handle going down the track really fast. And I love the Hot Wheels sign right here on the dash. Here's a very interesting truck. And to work on the engine, you move the cab up like this, so it's kind of hinged, and there's your engine. And that's how you work on the motor. A lot of working room once you throw the cab up. And this thing was used to haul something. Doesn't look quite like a dump truck. I don't know its specific purpose, but it is neat. You could probably haul a lot of rock, gravel, that sort of thing with it. I'm not for sure what they originally purposed it for. We got the Ford version of the El Camino, the Ranchero right here. This is basically kind of a truck version of the Falcon. So you can see the front end looks a lot like a Falcon. This one here looks like it's got a inline 6. We got inline 6 motor. It's got that kind of 50s paint scheme here. You see something like that kind of on those Corvettes, late 50s, early 60s, where it's got the white in the cove and then it's different color here and on the bottom. Nice little truck. And here's a new one on me. Check this out, a 1957 white. Don't know anything about it. Kind of looks like a small bus in the front. Let's take a look on the inside. It's got a Chevy steering wheel. Don't know if it has anything to do with Chevy. Like I said, I don't know anything about it, but check it out. It is really cool. I love the paint scheme on it. Love the bed on the back, and it's got some nice pinstriping here too. Gotta say, I love this like candy apple red paint job on this old street rod here, and I like the unique way that the hood goes up, just straight up. And this street rod is sporting a V8 Chevy motor. Next to it, another cool, exciting truck here. It's an International. A lot of times you see International in like commercial vehicles like the semi trucks, but this is, it's somewhat kind of in between a pickup truck and a big commercial truck. Check out that motor. That's pretty cool looking setup there. Not for sure what kind of motor it is, but it's a neat setup. The hood's really cool with these cutouts. And it's got a hinge in the center, so you could just pull it up here or here, whichever side you want to work on. And like a big rig, it's got the exhaust stacks. And like you see on all these old street rods, it's got the running boards here. Inside, modern amenity, the cup holders. I see that more and more. They didn't come on the vehicles originally from back in the day, but everybody wants to add a cup holder because I guess a lot of people like to drink in their cars. And check out the back end of this thing. This is a really nice setup. It's really done well. Nice clean design there. This is just a beautiful, beautiful town to have a car show in. Not only is it Bavarian style, but check out the backdrop right here along the river. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the classic cars, you get to see the water. This is pure Michigan, that's for sure. And here's a car you don't see too often. It's kind of a controversial styling. Not everybody likes it, but it is unique. And it's an Edsel. And for those of you not familiar with the Edsel brand, well, it's kind of a offshoot of the Ford brand. It's named after, I think, Ford's son, Edsel. This one here is kind of done up a little bit rat rodish. Got the rust effect on it. And the interior is nice and clean. Yep, got a crack in the window. It's nice to see an old Edsel out here. And it's nice to see that somebody appreciates these interesting designs. Now here's a interesting little Firebird. I talked with the owner yesterday, but it's a 78 Firebird. It's red, got red wheels. At first glance, since it doesn't have the shaker scoop and stuff, you would think it's the Redbird Special Edition, but it's not. It is a base model Firebird, and it's got a V6, a Buick 3.8 V6, the same engine that would later be used in the Buick Grand National, which I used to own one. And the cool thing, as the owner, I recall telling me, he owned this car for 30 years. So really cool, really clean, and it's pretty much how it came. Got another Firebird here. It's a 79 to 81 style. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but it's not a Trans Am. It's just the Firebird. It's probably been souped up. It's got this custom hood on it. It's got the fat meats in the back. And it's got the base model Firebird taillights. The Trans Am would have had smoked, blacked out taillights. So maybe not the high performance model, but it looks like it's been modified to be a high performance muscle car. If only I knew what was under the hood. Well, somebody looks like they like to go fishing. Check out this rat rod here. I love rat rods because of the creativity. It's just an anything goes. And as you can see, the diver's helmet, the ship wheel. This is an old GMC of some sort truck. Fishing rod. It's even got the can holders on the back. That comes in handy, right? The net over it. It even says rat rod on it. Got starfish on the hood. Sand dollar. I mean, this thing is pretty cool how it's decked out. I like that little guy right there, the skull with the cross wrenches. It's a very neat rat rod. Like I said, people get very creative with their rat rods. Here we got a Chrysler 300, and this, with the paint scheme, looks like a Hearst edition, although I didn't see Hearst on it, but 300. pals, there's an inside part to this show, and check these cars out here. So love the color on this 1970 Ford Torino. That's how a Ford Torino should look right there. Big hood scoop, orange paint, black wheels. And it's got those harness racing seats. Here's a pair of slick Mustangs. Over in the corner here, there's a pair of Dodge Chargers, and these things are really cool. So check this one out. It's a 68, and it looks original style, black. You got the red line on the tires, and you got this red interior. It's a little bit of a dark red. But check this one out here. This is a kind of a hybrid deal here. It's a combination of old with new, because this Charger here, it's a 68 as well, but it's got a SRT Scat Pack chassis, and it's got a 392 Hemi in it. Plus it's got an 8-speed automatic with the paddle shifters. So this one is very custom. As you can see on the inside here, it's all modern Dodge dash. So on the inside, it does not look like an original 68 Charger at all. It looks like a modern one. Plus it's got a sunroof or a moonroof, however you want to call it. And I must say, the matte black trim on this car, it really sets it off well. You got matte black wheels as well. Thing looks mean and sinister, especially from the front. Now, Chevy Vegas aren't too common these days, but whenever you do see one, it's usually been turned into a dragster. Check out this Chevy Vega car here. It's a drag car. It's a 76 Vega. And as you can see, there's not much left of an original Vega here. Pretty much body only. Fat tires have been tubbed out. It is ready to shoot down the drag strip. The matte paint must be really in style, because check this 69 Camaro out. It's got this matte blue paint to it. A little bit of carbon fiber touches on it. And that interior, the shifter really stands out. 6-speed manual. A little bit more of a carbon fiber look to the spoiler on the back. And here's a little bit of an oddball one. It's a 1939 Ford COE, which stands for cab over engine. And if you ask me, the front end of this car, the nose, looks kind of like a pug. It's what it reminds me of. Let's check it out here. It's all custom modern on the inside. And it's got a nice long bed, but it's very narrow. And here's some hot stuff. An 87 Dodge Shadow. Frank's Red Hot Sauce needs to put their advertisement on this thing, because they put that on everything. But anyway, you don't see the shadows, and this one has got a monster motor, so good repurposing use of a Shadow. You know, engine probably crapped out and somebody decided to turn it into a drag car. I mean, that's what I would do with a Shadow. And this is not only a drag car, but it's also very well done, so it's a drag car show car. I like how it's got the flame touches on the back here. Wheels are tucked in the back, big tub, fat meaty tires. Now this 67 Camaro RS SS, it looks like it's in a purple haze. I mean, check it out. That paint job on this thing is killer. And it just goes so well with the color combination of black interior, convertible top, and more matte black accents. Matte is in, matte paint, that's for sure. You got the American racing rims on the car. Now if you got kids, I'm sure the kids will love you if you bought one of these. It's a radio flyer on steroids. I mean, this is huge. This is a life-size, bigger, well, let's say a lot bigger than life-size, because the original is life-size one is about yay big. And this is honey, I blew up the radio flyer, not shrunk but blew up. This is gigantic. Talk about a party wagon. Now over in this corner here we got some cars with some very nice artwork I'm going to show you. Got a 72 Cutlass Pro Street here, and check this out. It's called Highway to Heaven, Christian themed car. And this car, hopefully your Angel is faster than this car, because this thing will fly. So hopefully the Angels can keep up with this car, because you're going to need it going down the drag strip. And checking out the interior, it's full race. You got the racing seats, you got the roll cage. This car will fly for sure. So check out the artwork on this beautiful 2011 Mustang. Now this is modeled after a P-51 airplane. You can see the war design on it, and the car commemorates the Tuskegee Airmen. As you can see, there's some signs up about the Tuskegee Airmen around the car here. On the driver's side, it commemorates Lieutenant Colonel Harry T. Stewart Jr. And next to the car is a sign about Lieutenant Colonel Harry T. Stewart Jr. And check out the interior of this car. I love the two-tone black and red. And check out the shifter. That's a P-51 shifter off of a display, and it was made into a shifter. So nice touch on that. And checking out the passenger side here, and there's some social media on the car. Passenger side commemorates Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Jefferson, and next to the car is a little sign about Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Jefferson. Checking out under the hood here, you can see there's different historical information about the Tuskegee Airmen in aviation history. And here's some of the different planes that were flown back in the day. So pals, right behind me is Main Street in downtown Frankenmuth, and they just blocked the street off just for the show cars. So let's take a look at all these cars lining the streets. They are awesome looking. Let's just check them all out. As you can see, this street is full of people everywhere. It is jam-packed. Now this car right here is quite the combo. It's part muscle car, part family hauler, station wagon. See the big V8 in it? It's a 69 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. So in the front end, you kind of got the 442 thing going on. Cutlass. And in the back, check this out. It's got kind of like almost like a moonroof effect back here for the passengers in the back seat. You see the dash. Definitely got a muscle car kind of look and feel to it. So this car here could haul the whole family and probably a bunch of fishing gear as well. We got the famous Starsky and Hutch car here, tomato red with the white stripe. It's got the red light on top, just like in the TV show. This is one cherry tomato Gran Torino. This is a traffic jam in front of me. As you can see, it's not from the cars, it's from all the people out here. Now what do we got here? American Motors. You don't see the American Motors cars much. This is the AMX. This is like a sports car, muscle car kind of deal. So you can see it's a two-seater manual transmission. And it's got the V8 with dual quad Hollies on it. And this guy got a plane, and it's towing an advertisement for Auto Value. I guess that's a company up here in Michigan, because I've never heard of it in Louisville, Kentucky. If you're into the older look with the patina, you got an old Ford F100 truck here. Looks rusty everywhere. And then next to it is another kind of rough looking car. It's a 57 Chevy. It's got this nice design on the roof. And even though this one bad 57 Chevy has the old look to it, under the hood is a Vortec V8. So that's a modern engine on an old car. Looks like we got a 70 Barracuda 440 here. Check this out. The shaker hood scoop. Now, unlike the Pontiac Trans Am, the vents are on the front here where the airflow flows through. The Trans Am would be on the back side. So it's more like a cow induction effect on the Trans Am versus the Mopar in front of me. And I just love the color scheme on these things. Red, and you got this black graphic back here with the 440 engine designation. Check out this 63 Impala lowrider. I mean, the attention to detail is just phenomenal on this car. A lot of little paint touches, black, gold, and chrome. And the interior is bright red.
Oh, okay.
And here's a nice artistic mural on the trunk. And in the trunk, we have the inner workings, the hydraulic pumps, and the batteries. And the great thing about these lowriders, you jack them up and you can work under them without even having to have a car jack. Look how clean it is underneath.
That's taller than me, though.
Another cool detail I like on this car, I love how the taillights have these eyebrow pieces. That's a really nice effect on it. Here's a classy little ride, a 1978 Mercedes-Benz. And being a German car in a Bavarian style town, this fits right in. Look at this thing. It looks like it's sitting in the showroom floor right now. It's so clean. And check out the wheels, those wire spokes. If you come out to Frankenmuth, Michigan and you're hungry for something different, why not try some gator bites? They got gator bites here and they are made with real gator. Yum yum. And maybe you'll have some of these walking strawberries for dessert. Take a look at this crazy contraption. It's a very custom sand rail, dune buggy, however you want to call it. Two-seater. It's got a nice paint job on it with flames. And check out this motor here. This thing is ready to tackle the terrain, for sure, for sure. Right here is one beautiful Hot Wheels Corvette, basically. Check out this paint. I mean, it is killer. It's got like this crimson red flame paint job on black. Side pipes. That'll make it loud. And this engine will surely make it loud. A 572 cubic inch motor, V8. And it's got a blower on top of it. Check out the inside. I love the steering wheel. It's got a flame design on the spokes. And in case you want to haul some luggage with this Corvette on a road trip, you got a luggage rack on the back. I gotta say, I am in love with the paint job on this 61 Studebaker Lark. You don't see a whole lot of Studebakers. It's what they call an orphan car company, an American orphan car company. And the paint job and the paint scheme on this car is phenomenal. Check out the interior. I mean, it just goes with it. Even though it's kind of like a salmon colored pink, it looks incredible. It really pops. And this car is for sale. It's got a for sale sign on the windshield. So if you're out here at the Frankenmuth Auto Fest, you might buy one. Well, here we have an interesting oddball. I saw a Dodge Shadow Pro Street drag car earlier. And what we got here, an 87 Chrysler Baron. So a very similar car. That's been converted to a drag car. These cars, you don't see very many of them because they're kind of disposable cars once they serve their purpose. But this has been repurposed into a drag car and it is for sale. These two cars here look very nice parked next to each other. I mean, I love the green on this 442. It's also black too, as you can see. And next to this orange and black Chevelle SS, they really pop. It's like they were meant to park next to each other. Here we got another oddball at the show. This is a little Honda Beat from the 90s, a little Japanese K car, as they call them. It's a specific class that they taxed it on. That's why it's called a K car. It's got a certain size engine, certain horsepower rating. It's really small, just like the car. And as you can see, it's very small, parked next to this big Cadillac. And the truck on the other side does have a luggage rack for your gear if you're on a road trip in this little bitty thing. And because it's a Japanese domestic market vehicle, the steering wheel is on the right hand side. Now this car in front of me, this Smokey and the Bandit themed Trans Am conversion, is very familiar to me because I saw this a few weeks ago at the Trans Am National Show in Ohio. And this is actually a 2013 Camaro, and it's got a conversion kit done. It's a custom deal with ZTA parts. It's like a body kit you can buy and make it the way you want it, kind of like a Trans Am looking deal. But it's officially a Camaro converted to look like what should have been a 5th generation Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Unfortunately, Pontiac went away in 2009, so we never got the Trans Am model on the 5th generation F-body platform. We just got the Camaro. So there's a 5th and a 6th generation Camaro, but since there's no Pontiac, there's no Firebird equivalent, unfortunately. So if you want one, you kind of gotta convert a Camaro, unfortunately. We got a C7 Corvette here, and it's got a lot to take in. It's patriotic. It's got red and black graphics on it. Got the flag, patriotism. I love the eagle graphic and the mural underneath the hood here. And it's got the Lambo doors. So this is one nice C7 Stingray Corvette. They even got a little model on the back here of it. And it's got some neat, I guess you would call those louvers. It's got louvers on the back. And check out the wheels, they've got LED lights here. This thing will really glow at night. If you need gas, they got the Golf truck here. It's a Ford truck. And it's got a big tank full of gas for you to gas your ride up. There's some thirsty beasts out here, that's for sure. Over here they got a Gran Torino in the driveway. Must be Clint Eastwood living here. Well, here's two GM Beauties in red. We got the Camaro. And we got this Nova with this beautiful pearl red paint job. I mean, that pearl really pops. Plus it's accentuated with these red LED halos on the headlights. Take a look at this car right here. In this case, you put the lime in the Mopar. This is a early 70s Dodge Charger. And most people go for the 68 to 70 years. This is a little bit newer. Not exactly for sure what year it is. Might be like something around a 73 or something. If y'all ever watched the TV show The Burn Notice, the guy in that show, the main character, drove a black one, similar to this one. This paint scheme really grabs your attention. And here we have Christine's cousin. It's a Plymouth Fury. Now, the movie car, Christine, is, I think, a 58 Plymouth Fury. This one is a similar vintage. Look under the hood here. I tell you what, this car has been brought back to life. And it's ready to go on a hunt for some people. Now, the thing I really like is this paint scheme with this gold stripe here. You look close, it's got a texture to it. It reminds me of those old radios from the 50s that kind of had that kind of texture on them. Those big stand-up radios, like the Crosleys and stuff. Here we have an interesting Ford rat rod truck thingy, and it's out to prove a point. Check out that motor there. Dual quads. No, it's not dual quads, but it's dual carb. Looks like they're 2-barrel. And check out these exhausts with the flamethrowers. It's where the spark plug is there for. Shoot flames out. And it looks like it's kind of got a little crispy over the years. Quick burn here. You can see the taillights have melted quite a bit. They're quite singed. You might call this the s'mores truck. Now I know there's a lot of Camaros out here, but look at this one. It's got flames. Here we have a cool truck that is ready for war. It is called the Warhawk. And check it out. Exhaust just comes straight out here. I'm sure it is loud like one of the fighter planes back in the day. And check out the interior. Gauges like an aircraft cockpit. Seats like an aircraft. This thing is awesome. It's even got its own jerry can here to carry some extra fuel with it. Now all it needs is a pinup model. Well, I found a pinup model for that Warhawk truck. Now all I need is the keys to a Warhawk truck, and I got a date.
Oh yeah!
This is heaven right here. We got two Trans Ams. This one is a 301 turbo V8 Trans Am, 4.9 liter as you can see. So this one would be at 80 or 81. And check it out, the color matching interior on it. Now next to it is a 76 Trans Am. I've got a 76 Trans Am. This one is an updated engine here. It's got a transplant. Looks like an LS1 V8 engine right here.
It's a 301 from the factory.
And here's another bird. This is a 78 Formula, not a Trans Am, because it's got the twin scoop hood on it. I love the paint scheme on it, white and gold. I like the black and gold paint schemes as well, but this one is really nice on the Formula. And as you can see down here below, it's got the Formula in bold lettering. And the interior matches the exterior. It's got a kind of like tan, and then it gets to a brownish color. Camel color is what they would call it, interior. And on the back you got the Formula graphics as well with the bird. Now this car is totally red. I don't know that I've seen one of these. This is a special Buick right here. This is a pace car Buick of the Indy 500. And I love the graphics on it. It's the silver and black, and then you got the bright orange reddish colors here. And there's the emblem or decal for the Motor Speedway. And it's got this spoiler on the back. That is a really cool pace car with a really poppin' paint scheme. Here we have a classic Road Runner. It's got a 383 under the hood, and check out the graphic here. This is what I would call the Mopar rainbow. Black, yellow, red, and baby blue. 1970 Boss 302 Mustang, and this thing is gnarly. Look at that paint. Look, it's all set up for racing. Got the fuel cell in the back, battery in the back, manual transmission. And look, SCCA Trans Am. Complete with the shaker scoop atop the Boss 302 motor. And it's even got a miniature model of it. If you're into pinstripes, this matte black caddy has got them flamed out pinstripes. And they go well with these white walls with red wheels. And on the inside, looks period, except for the steering wheel. The steering wheel looks a little aftermarket. And it's got cup holders, but you can take those out. And it's got this huge visor on the windshield, and it's a split window on the front too. 1979 Trans Am with the 400 motor. I can't get enough of these, that's why I keep featuring them. Alright, I gotta admit, when I first saw this, I thought this was a Bronco, but this is an International Scout, and they've made good use of a bearskin rug by mounting it to the hood. It's like a hood ornament. So if you get tired of walking on your bearskin rug at home, just put it on the hood of your International Scout. Love the color scheme on this. See this a lot on Mopars with the bright slime green and black. The doors are interesting as they're vinyl doors, vinyl top. I guess it matches. It's got these Corbu racing seats in it. Skulls on the knobs and the shifter.
Very rare.
Yeah.
They made 500 of these.
And the owner said they made 500 of these. Really cool little thing. Very off-road capable, right?
Very. They were built for racing.
Awesome.
They won Baja in 1977. They took the top 6 spots.
Cool, cool, cool. I love your International Scout. It's beauty.
Thank you.
Now, while at this Auto Fest, I'm staying in Saginaw, Michigan, because it's pretty booked up in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Drove my Mustang up here. But anyway, in the hotel, the Hampton Inn where I'm staying, there's some really cool rides here that a bunch of Canadians brought up here. As you can see, they're in the parking lot. I want to go over some of them because some of y'all probably not familiar with the Canadian versions of our favorite vehicles. This car here, it looks like a Chevelle, but it's actually a Pontiac Beaumont Super Deluxe. So they got something similar in Canada, but it's named different. You can see the Beaumont right there, and it's Pontiac. You can see there's the arrowhead, and above the arrowhead is maple leaves that symbolizes Canada. So it's got a little bit different style touches here and there, but overall you can see it looks a lot like a Chevelle. You look inside, I don't know if you can make out, but the steering wheel, the emblem on the horn, it's got the Pontiac arrowhead with the maple leaves. This is a beautiful color on this car. And now this is called the Beaumont Sport Deluxe, so it's basically the same as the Super Sport, the SS. That's their version, so they have the SD instead of the SS. Looking right next to me, you'll notice this is a Ford truck, but it's not quite a Ford. It says Ford here, but it says Mercury, and on the front it says Mercury. So this is a Canadian version of the Ford F-Series truck. This is the Mercury M-Series truck. Bet y'all didn't know that one. Look at it's got some nice seats in this truck. And it even says Mercury right here on the tailgate. Now as we move along way over here in left field, there's another Canadian car. This one's for sale. This is a 64 Acadian Beaumont. As you can see here, it looks like a Chevelle, but the Acadian and the Beaumont, after a certain year, they split into like 2 different models from the way I understand it. But this is called the Acadian, and I'll show you where the Beaumont is. It's a 4-door car here. You can see on the back here it says Beaumont, custom Beaumont. So if you didn't know about the Canadian versions of your favorite vehicles, now you do. And swinging the camera around behind this Acadian, check this out. It's old Plymouth. It's cool as well. Look at that. You got the air scoop sticking out of the hood. You don't see these year Plymouths very much. It's got the louvers on the side windows. Usually you see louvers on the rear window. So a little bit different touch there. And the spoiler looks nice. Kind of like it's kind of like got a straight edge going out at an angle. Definitely looks ready to race. Well, pals, I've really enjoyed my weekend out here in Frankenmuth, Michigan. There's so much fun stuff to do here. The car show was incredible, and so is this little town. Bavarian styled, German styled village. It is awesome. I'll tell you a few of the highlights while I was out here. Went to this one shop, and if you're cuckoo for cuckoo clocks, they got them. It's really small cuckoo clocks, really big cuckoo clocks, very ornate. Some of them are kind of very on the pricey side, let's put it to you that way, but neat little store to check out. I also checked out the cheese house, and they've got all kind of cheeses out there. They've got chocolate cheese, mint chocolate cheese, and everybody's favorite cheese, Limburger cheese. Yeah. If you come out to Frankenmuth and you're in the Christmas spirit, well, they have the world's largest Christmas store. Yes, Bronner's Christmas store. It's the world's largest. When I went in there, I mean, they got the Christmas train, the Nutcracker, the Santa Claus. They got mirrors on the ceiling, just like in the Playboy Mansion. And the place is so big, it's divided into sections. I hear section 8 is the rough section of the Christmas section. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video from the Frankenmuth Auto Fest. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing so you can keep up with all my automotive adventures. And until next adventure, don't worry, be random.
And if you never want to miss another Random Car video,
Remember, ring that bell. Ring that bell.